Welcome to Road Scouts. For those who are new to the channel, we're dedicated in showing you an uncut version of a route from point A to point B. Let's look at our trip today. It's halfway between Manila and our destination, which is the Coral Beach Club. I cut it in two parts, so it's not going to be very long. And this part itself, we're going to cut into three more parts. That will be episode 13, 14, and 15. Approximately equal parts. I'm expecting maybe a 30 minutes to a 45-minute drive per part. So we'll start off here and somewhere maybe in a third of the leg, a third of our drive. Then maybe over this one will be our second part. And from there, will be all the way to the Coral Beach Club. So, join me and let's go. Our trip begins today. Marami tayong mga information today, guys. I think this is going to be a very, very good trip. Use all the tools that I'm presenting to you in the new format of our videos. On the video itself, makikita ninyo yung road conditions, yung traffic, and you'd also see the maps where we're at. So that area basically will show the maps and highlight places. But for today, I think since there are a lot of places that we will go through in this area, we'll just present there the maps. At the bottom, you'd see yung compass natin, what direction we're heading. Okay, if you haven't used a compass before, the top of the compass where your current pointer is the direction you're heading. Okay, and the north is the red line, so that's where your north is, and to the and the south is where you're going to be the blue line is. All right. And then we'll also show you the speedometer, so to give you an indication on what speed we're traveling in on curves and on straight lines. Okay, now when it comes to speed, just a disclaimer, you have to find your comfortable speed as well, right? And of course, follow the rules and develop your gut based on the rules and road conditions. Okay, so develop your instinct, so to speak, based on the rules and road conditions. Okay, so I'm not encouraging you, if I speed up a little bit, I'm not encouraging you to follow my lead on that side. It's going to be up to you to figure out your comfort level. So kung veterano ka, you know what I'm saying. If you're new, take it easy. You will get to your destination no matter what. As long as you're moving, regardless of whether you're moving 20 kilometers per hour, 80 kilometers per hour, you will get to your destination. So take it easy, relax. Okay. At the bottom also, I'm showing you all the things that you can Google. This channel, everyone, is for scouting the road. There are a lot of vlogs out there in YouTube itself, which will show you these places to go. So you can Google them and maybe watch them. In this channel, our primary purpose is to show you the actual roads. Okay, so there are times when we can't stop, because if we stop, then it will lengthen our trip duration. I'm just heading into the Kaybiang tunnel here. Very busy drive, guys, as you can see. And I intentionally chose the time today, particularly because I wanted to see the road conditions when there are other motorists. Okay, there are all types of motorists: cars, SUVs, trucks, bikes, motorbikes. Right? So bikes that are motor powered and bikes that are human powered. So you have to be careful, especially when they will occupy your lane or take up your lane. Okay. Kaybiang Tunnel. Kaybiang Tunnel is the longest subterranean tunnel in the Philippines when this was created. Kaya medyo sikat siya. So kasi ito lang yung isa sa mga mahabang tunnel natin. Okay? So it basically bores through Mount Palay-Palay or Mount Palay, which is around this area. So this is the Mount Palay-Palay National Park. We'll talk about that later. And you will see that in the footer as well. So all the interesting places that you can Google, marami yan na pwede ninyong i-Google later on. So let's go back to the Kaybiang tunnel first. So this is a 300 meters in some documents, 500 meters. I can't really find out what's the official number. So let's say 300 to 500 meters. And before this was constructed, if you need to go to this area, ano bang area mo pupuntahan mo dito? Well, yung Nasugbu. On the Nasugbu side, yung mga Punta Fuego, Hamilo Township, yung mga area na yun. And on this side, yung Ternate. If you're going to Nasugbu back in the days, you have to go through Tagaytay, right? And this tunnel was constructed during the, I believe, end of the Macapagal, close to the Aquino era. Don't quote me on that. I cannot really remember exactly when. Okay? Ang alam ko lang, madalas kong ginagamit tong road na to when it was first created. And supposedly, it should cut down your travel period from Manila to the Nasugbu area by an hour and a half. Unfortunately, medyo busy na yung dinadaanan natin. Kung dadaan ka sa CAVITEX at yung paglabas mo ng CAVITEX all the way to the Nasugu-Ternate area, medyo marami na ring traffic. Okay, so there are a lot of traffics along the road. I will come up with an episode for that. So that's on another trip, as I mentioned. So in reality, this becomes almost the same thing. So I guess it really depends on which part of Nasugbu you're going. Are you going in the Matabungkay Lian area? Or are you going towards this area, yung mga Punta Fuego, yung Canyon Cove, dito rin yun. So I guess if the conditions are great, this will be a better route to take if you're going to the Punta Fuego area or the Canyon Cove area. Kasi pag dumaan ka sa Tagaytay Road, mayroong junction doon. Going to the right is the Canyon Cove. Turning left is towards the Lian, the Calatagan area. It will all be in this trip, guys. So watch out for it. So later, we're going to play some music. But let's wait for the Kaybiang Tunnel first. Kasi ito yung isa sa mga highlight in trips natin. And when we pass the Kaybiang Tunnel, I'll play some music para naman di kayo malindi sa boses ko. Yeah, makikita nyo around me, actually, hindi din nakikita sa video, there are lots of bikes and there are lots of riders. Okay? Kaya medyo mahirap rin pumosisyon ng vehicle on the road. You can't overtake because that's a double line. Okay? Second, it's hard to overtake kasi medyo laging may rider sa left lane mo. And if you're going to drive this, that's exactly the point of all these vlogs. To give you an indication, to give you an idea, what are the conditions that you might face. Of course, in reality, if after watching this trip, right? If after watching this trip, you go here and the streets are empty, well and good. Okay, so we're actually arriving at the Kaybiang Tunnel, so I'm very excited. Now, you'll notice that there are a lot of people already, right? So, something that you need to expect, medyo maraming tao dito sa area na to. Today is a Sunday, and nakikita nyo naman, just with the sheer number of riders, kung gaano siya ka-popular. And be very careful when you drive this as well, because you have to really slow down. Because there are a lot of people taking selfies, and more often than not, they're in the middle of the road taking selfies. Ang backdrop nila is yung tunnel. Bahala na kayo kung paano nyo interpret yon. Ako, ang pinapakita ko lang sa inyo is yung road conditions. So this is a 500-meter tunnel, which is it borrows through the Mount Palay. Oh, ang dami palang riders din dito sa area na to. Eh, sinasabi ko, di ba, maraming nagse-selfie. Kasi may mga ano rin din, may mga tindahan din, sari-sari stores. So if you want to take snacks, and I believe that there are a lot of scenic views that you can see here. But fret not, there are other scenic scenes that you can, safely park your vehicle. I'm assuming that if you're here, you have your own vehicle, whatever that is. Okay, so motorbike maybe. So maraming scenic routes din doon. So mamaya makikita niyo yun sa map. Right? Ayan. So I guess for now, let's play some music. I'll probably be back in approximately 3 minutes when one of the songs end. Okay? So enjoy the ride for now. Use the tools. Use all the available tools in the video for your benefit. Okay? So I'll see you in 3 minutes or so.
When I'm falling, niggas want it on me, want it, tell it on me. Stone up, now I'm stony. I got a lot of fake ones, I just want it bail out. Niggas monkey rojo, I no time to mix so business emotions, so a lot of cautions. Try to dodge them bullets, why they keep on following me? I wanna cook it for these 808s. Give me some mollies, where the molly is. You can die for this necklace, living lawless, screaming God bless, drip is flawless. Yeah, man, you are all in blouse, you wanna get my rock. Slip over, naked, she want me to hit it raw. She know I'm found out blow, my soul lost, can pray for me. Man, you are all in blouse, she wanna get my rock. Niggas want it on me, want it, tell it on me. Stone up, now I'm stony. Hold me when I'm falling. Niggas want it on me, want it, tell it on me. I pray to God you never feel it. All the empty promises that comes with empty bellies. I pray to God you never feel it. When I multiply this dollar like it's on my doses. I pray to God you never feel it. When I come around the sky is falling while I'm learning. I swear to God ain't nothing you can tell me. Gotta make a point, my fame is fed, don't go fed up. Like what up? Crane on living bold above leagues. Hey, what up? Who finna answer when the guy speaks? What up? I'm finna cafe like I'm poly. Yeah, what up? Mess with all but not my homies. Really, they're all in this fucked up kidneys making millions. We learn to be independent when labels thought they all we got. Ain't God, I swear by God, I only bow to Allah. Tada, I follow. Her melodies, no meaning, it was angelic dialect. I had to blow my way in, I hate to be violent. I kept on calling God, but I felt like he's silent. Wrote my story to the stars who wanna put me on silence. My story way vibrant, I'm gone. Hold me when I'm falling. Niggas want it on me, want it, tell it on me. Stone up, now I'm stony. I got a lot of fake ones, I just want it bail out. Niggas monkey rojo, I no time to mix so business emotions, so a lot of cautions. Try to dodge them bullets, why they keep on following me? I wanna cook it for these 808s. Give me some mollies, where the molly is. You can die for this necklace, living lawless, screaming God bless, drip is flawless. Yeah, man, you are all in blouse, you wanna get my rock. Slip over, naked, she want me to hit it raw. She know I'm found out blow, my soul lost, can pray for me. Man, you are all in blouse, she wanna get I mean, you are all in blouse. I mean, you are all in blouse. I mean, you are all in blouse. Falling, niggas want it on me, want it, tell it on me. Stone up, now I'm stony. Hug me when I'm falling. Niggas want it on me. Want it, tell it on me. Stone up, now I'm stony. Hug me when I'm falling.
Okay, so kumusta yung drive? So hopefully you are enjoying. Skip nyo na lang kasi 30 minutes tong video na to, so skip nyo na lang. And you can always skip, you can always stop, you can always go back to the videos later on because the videos are gonna be there until maybe for a very long time. Okay, so dumadaan tayo sa areas na kung saan maraming spots din to stop over and maybe have some drink or two, so for you to rest. Okay, so let's go back to the area. Itong area na to is where the Mount Palay-Palay and mataas na gulod protected landscape is. This is a national heritage. This is a national park of the Philippines. It contains several mountains, and the mountains are actually in the footer. So just let it play and you will see some of the mountains there. There are 2 extinct volcanoes in the area. And there's one that's dormant, si Mount Pico de Loro. Dito rin in-execute si Andres Bonifacio, yung mount na tinatawag nilang Mount Nagpatong. Kaya itong area na to is a really nice drive. Kung pupunta kayo dito, syempre, yung normal na destination is the Kaybiang Tunnel. But use the videos and everything that I have put there and Google them. So just in case you find yourself passing this area, why not visit those places if you can, right? Dito ito interesting. There's I would say a structure here, a natural structure. Para siyang stone or rock formation. Okay, so there's a rock formation here. Ang tawag nila doon is yung parrot's beak. Yung beak ng parrot, right? Yung tuka. Okay? Tuka ng parrot. And during the Spanish period, apparently, they were using these structure to know how to get to Manila. Because from here, the parrot beak is pointing to the east. So if you're kind of lost and you want to know how to get to Manila, wala namang GPS doon, di ba? Na-imagine nyo ba yun? Mga unang panahon, walang GPS. Okay, so kabayo lang or lakad, di ba? So syempre kinakailangan nila ng landmarks. And one of the landmarks they used during those time is yung tinatawag nilang parrot's beak, right? Yung tuka ng parrot. Okay? So that's a very interesting trivia. I only found out when I was traveling this area as well. Okay, the view. The view is majestic. Okay, this is a very nice drive. And unlike yung mga areas na normally pinagdadrive ninyo na para makakita lang kayo ng view, yung grade of the road is not too shallow and not too steep. So, yung mga paahon, my engine is not even stressed right now when I'm going up the hill. So that's a very good indication that it's a very gentle slope. I am not sure what the actual angle of grade is. Okay, maybe I'll research about it and put in the comment below. And going down, it's very easy for me to trigger the automatic engine braking. My car has an auto engine brake. I don't know how they call it, but if you're going down, there are times when you'd like to use your engine to brake. Okay, now this is contestable, no? There are, which is actually makes sense. Why would you use your engine to brake when you can use your brakes itself? And the good thing about brakes, yung actual brake pads ninyo, is it's replaceable. If you're going to use your engine brake, if you're going to use your engines to brake down a hill, it actually has some stress on your tranny or on your transmission. So the concept is, or the question is, why would you use your engines to brake and put stress on your transmission when if you use your brake pedals, you can easily replace them. Okay, that's a good and a valid point, but I really believe that it must be a combination both. Okay, so if you're going downhill, especially if the grade is really steep, right, and the downhill portion is going to be very long, right? It's quite a distance. I think you really need to learn how to use engine brakes, especially on an automatic car. Okay? One reason is because you cannot use your brake pedals all the time. Kasi mag-overheat yun. Okay? So, mag-overheat yun, guys. Believe me on that. If you haven't experienced it, going downhill, that means to say you haven't gone downhill for a very long period of time. Okay? Or you're I don't know. So it's not something that you can argue. If it's a long period of time, and you're going to simply use your brakes, it will overheat, and you don't want an overheated brake pedals. Okay, as you're going to approach the corner. Like for example sa Baguio, depende kasi sa driving techniques ninyo and sa driving ways ninyo. But if you're going to use the brake pedals all the time to slow down your vehicles, okay, it will definitely overheat. So you need to learn how to use engine brakes and a combination of the brake pedals. Now, my car, it has an automatic sensor. So nasi-sense niya if there is a grade on the road. Okay? So if the road itself is going downhill, and I step on the brake pedal, approach the speed that I like, yung automatic part niya will kick in, right? So if I set it to 40 or 50, the engine will rev to maintain that particular, as you would say, maybe speed. Okay, we'll talk about that in another maybe episode kasi medyo mahirap siya explain. I think I need to buy those engine instrumentation to show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? So I'll just stop here for a second and set something up. Okay, so if you're going to set something up, pull over. Okay, so minsan nakakatamad kasi ang dami niyong in-overtaken and then you need to, set something up, right? So if you need to set something up, pull over and safety first. Okay? So you see that we're traveling, I believe, southeast now. So that's what my compass, that's what my compass is showing us. All right. So for now, let's go and maybe hear some music again, and I'll see you soon. Okay, so we're back, and as you can see, if you've been watching, I've been behind this vehicle for a very long time. Now, be patient. Hindi nakikita sa video pero as you try to overtake, there will always be incoming cars, right? And you want to make sure that it's totally clear. So if you're in a doubt, don't go, right? So dapat medyo sure kayo na sigurado na yung pag-overtake ninyo ay properly executed. Okay? So because that's a very important aspect. And if you're going to overtake, this is for the new drivers or for those who are still upgrading their skills. Kung batikan ka na, kinig ka na lang muna. So pwede ka rin mag-comment down below on how you overtake and your techniques. Okay? So we're here to share information. All right? There are times when I provide tips to new drivers, my friends, my relatives. When they overtake, they are overtaking using their current speed, right? You cannot overtake with your current speed, and you cannot even add 10%. So kung nasa 60 ka, may gusto ka overtakean, hindi yun pwedeng 66. You have to overtake as fast as possible. Okay? Not as fast as possible, but as quickly as possible. You have to get out of the opposite lane as quickly as possible in a very safe manner. So you don't want to be staying in that particular opposite lane kasi baka biglang may lumabas sa garahe, mahagip mo yon, right? So when you're overtaking, just a tip, make sure that you are in the correct speed, not fast, right, but enough for you to bring the momentum to overtake that particular vehicle. Now, once you're clear of the vehicle, okay, sa LTO actually my definition dyan, I think you have to be maybe 2 cars apart, right? Or 2 cars ahead before you can actually even join back to the opposite lane, right? So it's in our Republic Act, okay? So my 2 cars is just an estimate, right? So the actual distance that I have to bring up the Republic Act and figure it out again. Okay, so today, guys, we're very close to our destination. Keep in mind that we're not going to end our destination at the Beach Coral Beach Club, right? So this is 1/3. So this is the first part of a 3-part series. So we just broke it down because remember, we don't want to speed up the playback. Okay, so I want you to see exactly how the road looks like. Okay. So thank you for your attention today, and thank you for watching with me. Wait for the next episode. I'm uploading it soon. I'm just consolidating the areas and places of interest that we'll pass through. So thank you, and see you in our next episode.